Hi guys, I thought I'd just do another what I'm classing as sort of beginner's tutorial, I suppose, but it's just a really easy geode. I've seen variations of it on TikTok and Instagram, so I thought I'd just do my own little take on it. So basically what you need, or what I'm using color-wise, you can obviously choose your own color scheme. I'm using Cernit Translucent. I've got Cernit Pearl in purple and white. I've got Fimo Professional in white, and I've got Cernit Metallic in copper. Okay, so they're what you're going to need. The next thing you need to do is just get some white and translucent and just chop it up. So just chop it up randomly, ready for mixing it. But take a little bit, probably about a quarter of it, and roll it, mix it totally, so it's just rolled into, it can be a core. So this is half Cernit translucent and half Fimo white, okay? And it's literally just the core, it's going to be cut out anyway. So with these then, I'm going to mix them, but because the Cernit is very sticky, as you know, I am going to just add a little bit of pearl to that first, so that it mixes better and doesn't stick so much. It says me and I haven't got it. There it is. Okay. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this out. Spread it around. Now I want to chop this up quite small. So I'll start off by breaking it down a little bit. Of course, as the mica powder hits the clay, it then doesn't stick in that part. So the aim is to cover it all so it just doesn't stick, and it mixes so much better. Got a little bit of blue there, don't know where that's come from. And just keep chopping it. It's so simple compared to the way I do my other geodes, but it looks quite nice. So I thought it would be ideal. Right, this white, I'll mix it all in together now, and then I'm just going to chop it again. Okay, and I'm going to put it all together. Roll it into a bit of a sausage, and then I'm just going to chop it all up again. Right, and then I'm going to roll it back again. You can go away. So I'm looking at this core here, and I want it to be about that thickness, and I'm going to roll it. I want to roll it so we can roll it round, so I want it to be about the same length. I mean, at the moment, if I roll, it's nowhere near big enough, as you can see. So I'm going to turn it over as well. Try and keep things balanced. And hopefully that's enough. So if I just take that edge off, do the same with that. should meet up quite nicely. There you go. Okay, now I'm going to get some white. Where is the white? And I'm just going to roll a little piece around that on a number 2. I'm keeping it quite narrow and big at the moment, but I will roll it out. Just got to condition this a little bit. Bear with me. Hope this is long enough. Okay, try not to make it overlap, so you're keeping it even. Okay, so that's where it is at the moment. Now, let's add a little bit of colour. Now, it's totally up to you what you want to add. I'll prepare this first, just to save time. Okay, so I've used this cutter, and on a number 2, I've cut out 2 Cernit pearls in white and 1 in purple. But I've removed a little bit of the white and replaced it with that purple, just because I want a bit more of a lilac-y purple. So I'm just going to mix that up. Okay, now that's done. I've just rolled them into 3 teardrops, pushed them together, and I'm going to make a skinner blend with them. So they're going to go through the machine. I'm going to do it on a 0 to start, and I'll probably go down to a 2. So all you do is, I'll put it through first, just to, you fold it against itself so the colours are staying together, and then you put it that way down into the machine, and you repeat that 10 to 15 times until you've got a skinner blend. So when you're happy you've got the skinner blend you're looking for, I'm probably going to cut this into 3, and then I'll place them on top of each other. And try and sort of even it out, so it's all going to be roughly the same thickness. Okay. I want it to be wide enough to fit the majority of that. The edges will need removing, but we still need a good bit of thickness there. So I'm just stretching it that way a little bit, and now I'm going to run it. I'm going to run it through on a number 4 and see how it goes. Right, okay, hopefully that's just about right for, oh dear, look at this. Little random beads come to play. Not your day today, mate. Right, I'm going to start with the darkest at the bottom. So, allowing for the fact I'm going to have to cut the edges off these anyway. This should be about the right thickness. So I'll try and keep it central. And I'm just going to start rolling it down the middle. Okay. So that then gives me a variant of shades as it goes through. It won't be much, but I'm just going to cut these edges off. And don't throw them away because they will come in handy. Okay. Right, now I want to add some more white. So again, I'm going to add some white on a number 2. I'll just condition it. Okay, so I've rolled some white out on a number 2, which I shall just add to it now. I've got a bit of copper on there, but it won't matter because I'm adding it on top. Oops, to pull that together. Just give it a little pull if it doesn't quite meet, and you should be fine. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with this copper. Just take these edges off, which I've also rolled this out on a number 2. Hope it's big enough. I'll leave that like that for now because I don't know how the other end's going to go. Right, yep, that's fine. So I'll cut that straight. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this round to here. Cut it where the mark is. And hopefully that'll just meet up nicely like that. There we go. And that is all there is to it for the actual log. Now, personally, what you can do, you can leave it this thick and do a pendant if you want something bigger, or you can roll it a bit and make it smaller if you want earrings. So with Cernit, as you know, if you've used it, it's really sticky. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to stick it in the fridge for half an hour before I cut it, so I'll get a better cut. I'm going to leave some, what I'm going to do personally, I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to leave half like that. There you go, you can see there how it is untouched. And this half here, before I put it in the fridge, I'm going to roll it without distorting it. I'm going to roll it smaller, so if I want to make earrings, for example, I can. Now all I'm doing is pushing the middle and easing the sides out. I am not a caner, but I'm slowly learning little things. So for earrings, by the time you've cut and shaped, they're going to be a little bit bigger than what your roll is, aren't they? So I think I'd like to make this a little, I'd rather have it too small and make the earrings smaller than have them too big. So for me, that's the perfect roll size I want. So I'm putting that and that into my fridge for half an hour before I cut it, and then I shall be back. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I'm not too brilliant at cutting the same size earrings, so we'll just see how it goes. I'm going to aim to cut the same amount each side. And it only has to be slightly different, and it shows then, doesn't it, when you make the earrings. So again, that is slightly thicker. So I'm just going to do one more. Hopefully at some point I can match up the ones that are most alike. It's interesting. It's coloured into the white a little bit underneath. Okay, I'm going to cut a fourth, and then I'll go for the best two. The best matching two. I think I'm going to have to go for, I think those two are the most alike. I'm also going to cut a piece of this now while it's still quite cold. Okay. So these earrings, I'm just going to give them a little roll just to start. And the same on the other side. It's interesting how that rust is coloured in. So for these earrings, they're only small, the ones I'm doing. Actually, I'm wondering whether to just do the pendant and then you can do the same with the earring. I'll do the earrings off screen. No, actually I won't because they're probably more difficult, so I'll do them here. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to cut out a middle. They don't have to be identical because no geodes will be, will they? But try and get a similar pattern. For now. And then I'm going to start trying to give them a little bit of a geode shape. So I've just got a tool here and all I'm doing is pushing in just to distort them a little bit, and I'll try and mimic the same pattern going round on the opposite one. Oh dear, I think my little dog's outside the door talking. He's going to be telling me that I'm not giving him enough attention. He just goes me 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 me, and he just talks like that. He's so cute. Okay, let's try and get that inside a little bit more similar. Like I said, they don't need to be identical. They are geodes, and geodes won't be identical. Now, the one thing I do like to do, where is it? I like to try and get that kind of, probably best to put it on something movable. I'm going to put them onto a tray while I do this, else I'm just forever picking them up and going around in circles. So, if I just show you with this one, I like to get the side of a pointy tool, and I just drag, not the top. If you use the side, oh dear, there's a bit of copper. Must be some on this. Hang on a second. There we go. So I'll tend to go around like that, using just the side of it. Right, here he goes. Don't know if you can hear him. So where this copper's coming from? It's not on here. Never mind, I can slice it off after. So I'm going to do that with both of them. And I think it might be picking up as what it's doing, as I need to clean it each time by the looks of it. Can I just pause because somebody's not going to be quiet till I sort out what he wants. Sorry about that. My Harry Bear needed some water. Right, well, I've just realised as I'm doing this, the copper's getting onto here and I'm taking it to the middle. So between each one, I'm going to have to wipe it and tidy up where it's gone. Which is a pain because I want to go through this again. So she's saying that. Yeah, well, I'll do a few more on this one. Must have a bit of brain fog today because it took me a minute to realise how that was happening. Just removing that. I haven't burnished it yet, so I can get away with this. And once I've burnished it, they're there for good. So just see if there's, just do a little bit more there. Don't know why I just like that sort of, it's like a bit of a starburst look. And then I need to just get some paper to burnish it. My other dog's on the go now, which will set my little one off. Doesn't matter what I try and do. Right, I'm going to do a tutorial. What can I do to keep them happy? Nope. There'll be something I forget or something they want or somebody go and buy. Right, on this bit I can still a little bit more of this. So that's just one careless little thing that could have ruined it all. I do love sewing it. It has its uses, but it's also can be a nightmare. Right. Okay, so they're far from identical, but I'll try and bring them back together a little bit now. So I'm just using the edge of this tool. See if I can get them back similar. Both changed quite a bit in shape, but you're not going to get them the same. They won't be identical. Or if you can, tell me how. And I'm just trying to give that sort of slight rugged edge of Geode. It's just a really fun, quick way to get a sort of a very mild Geode effect. Okay, that's probably as well as they're going to go. Then I'm going to cut out the middle again, remove some more. What I want them to be is the same size, and as long as they are, then we're halfway there. Okay, so they're done now. No, I don't know whether to leave them flat or dome them at the moment. I'll have a little think, but they're ready to go in. And then I'm going to do the same with this one, only this time I'll know to be more careful with the copper edging being so basically any soft clay, just be mindful that that can happen. Okay. So I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. Get myself a clean wet one. And I'll repeat the process. It's quite pain having to use this tissue or wet one. But if you don't use Cernit and you use you can use a gold, a copper, whatever for your edging, something like a Fimo, it should be fine. I haven't cut the middle out yet, so I don't need a perfect central point. Now I'm going to be putting some of that crushed glass in the middle, but if you don't have any of that crushed glass, don't worry. All you need to do, if you use what you had earlier, the excess of the center core, cut that up into tiny little squares about the size of the crushed glass. Put it into a pot or a bag with a lid with some gold mica powder or whatever colour you use, and give it a shake, and you'll have those perfect little gold pieces. But the difference is you put them in now at this point before you bake it, and just add them to the centre, whereas I'm going to be adding them after. But just a tip, I don't want people to think, oh, I can't do that because I haven't got the crushed glass. But I've done it myself, but I have seen people use it instead, and it does a brilliant job. So just a tip. I don't know if I've done it on any tutorials yet, but I like the crushed glass as well. It's just easier. I'm being lazy. I've bought it now, so I've got to use it. Did it again without wiping it. He's not going to give me any peace today. Bear with me. I've obviously upset him some way and he's getting his revenge today. Okay, so now it's the same with the centre one. I'm just going to cut out a rugged centre. And then I'm going to do a couple of what I call sharp cuts, bringing the colour right in and create that sort of geode look. And then I'm also going to push that out in certain areas. So just play around with it for how you want it to look, you know. I'm just going to burnish it again. And then I'm going to go around the edge again with a sharp edge tool, just to give that kind of geode look. See? So it's simple, but it's really quite effective. And now my mic's going to start slipping. It's been really good today. I think my mic and my dog are doing shift work. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to... Where is it? I'm going to make a hole now. If I can find a tool, I'll use this one for now. It's only small. Right, I think that's going to be my bottom, that's going to be my top. So I'll just put a hole there ready. I don't know if I want that big a hole with my earrings, so I'll leave them for now. So I'm just going to put these into the oven. And I've tidied them up, and I shall cook them at the manufacturer's recommended temperature. And also there will be a list underneath of everything you need above the comments. So I think I'll probably dome this on a metal soap thing just to give it a bit of shape. So I'll put these in the oven and then I shall be back. Okay, so they're out of the oven now, and I decided not to use the crushed glass. I'm actually just going to use some of the spare translucent and white that we'd already used for the centre. So I just chopped some of that up, put it into an ordinary Ziploc bag with some copper mica powder, and then as long as you blow air into it and give it a good shake, it'll mix pretty well for you. So I'm planning to use those on here because I decided I haven't got copper in the crushed glass, and I decided that's what I wanted to use. So I'll just take these out of here, or some of them. And then I'm just going to get some liquid Fimo. Hope I can do this tidily. I made a hole in the top before, but I've also made a hole in the top of both of these earrings. I've just drilled a small hole ready. Now with this, I'm just going to be adding liquid Fimo just on the one side, because that's where I want them at first. See how it goes. It's sort of like watch and see what happens, because you don't really know how it's going to look till you start putting them on there. So I'm just slowly going to be adding these stones, or 4 stones. I think I'll do a plain one as well, so I can show it you plain. And I'm actually looking forward to polishing one, because for the first time ever, I've now got a little machine. So I'm just slowly and patiently adding them, because what I don't want them to do is I don't want them to smear. Like there, a little bit of mica's fallen. So I'll try and be mindful to cover that. Okay, so when I put on as many as I want, I'm going to put it back into the oven, and I should do exactly the same with the earrings, and then I should be back with the finished pieces. Okay. Oops, that one's playing me up. Okay, so I'll be back when I've done all three. So they're all finished. The only thing I've done is I've added a little bit of varnish to the bronze 4 stone things, and I just put it through. I put a cord on it, so I haven't done anything else to that one. And exactly the same with these earrings. Okay, I haven't varnished, resin, polished or anything. The stone itself, I've just left it natural. Then there's a few excuse me. Then there's a few I did polish that one. I take my hand away from behind. I don't know which way. Yeah, you can see there. It's quite translucent. Okay, so that one's just polished. So is this one. It's just a flat one I haven't done yet, but as you can see, it's polished. And again, you can see it's quite translucent in the middle. And then I did another pair of earrings, which I resined just to show you the difference, really. So they're resined. Just show you up close. Again, I just put those on some earring for non-pierced ears. I thought it'd be nice for a change. Okay, so that's all of them, and I'm really pleased considering it was such an easy roll to do just to make them. I know they're only plain, but they're really quite nice. Okay, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.